It's like it's heat wave or rain, right? Pick one. So it's been tricky to do some testing. We're just gonna look at this before the rain destroys it. 1 inch sticker. That's 8, 9 shots. Slipped out here. I yanked the trigger twice. Alright, so that's our grouping. I did a whole lot of caulking about, a whole ton of testing in weird weather and timing, and there's just no footage of me shooting it. It wouldn't have been interesting. We got it. 1 inch, 25 yards. A slight spill is never a bother for me. Alright, let's go look at the air gun. Welcome back, air gun fans. Okay. Shroud came off. I cut 7 inches off the barrel. I drilled muzzle brake out of the rifling. 13/64 drill bit. It makes 20 calibers for a 177. About an inch. It was going well for an inch. It was nice and even, and then I decided, you know what, 177, 1 inch of muzzle brake is enough. So it's super clean amplifier that I drilled into it. I didn't want to toss the shroud, the skinny tiny little barrel that's in there. It looks so, you know, it looks kind of so-so. I could caulk it with 13 inches, it's not the problem. It's so easy to caulk with this. So much leverage, look, big handle. You can go without even tapping. It's just a habit of tapping it. You know? I know nobody likes this shroud. If you're one of those people who thinks it looks cool, I'm with you. I like the shroud. I don't mind it. I'm used to long rifles, but it wouldn't shoot straight with a short barrel inside of the shroud shooting out of the shroud. It would do better if I put the cap back on and it had a bit of air stripping happening, like a hollow silencer, a bit like I did for the CO2 pistol. A big empty chamber, air would roll around in there and then it would stop cold here and the pellet would come out. That improved the problem of putting the shroud back on. The accuracy fix on its own was easy, but putting the shroud back on and having it work with it, that was different. So I have spare of this stuff, brass 6mm airsoft barrels. I reuse them project to project until they find their final nesting place to perform. So from 13 inches out, it's my own custom build there, but it's airsoft. And that cuts out of the turbulence of the empty shroud, basically. We're rolling on a cushion of air in 6mm, so it's not disruptive, it's even all the way through. And that gives me the group you saw. I could get that group without the shroud and just my short barrel with the muzzle drilled out a little bit. I just didn't want it to stay like that. So it wasn't that simple, but eventually everything is cut down to size, shimmed in, rubber wedges everywhere to fit everything together. It's in line. It works in the scope. It's not giving me a new zero that's completely off target. I ended up being slightly down and to the left, which is good because the scope was already cranked up, and to the right, or whichever. It was cranked up a lot both ways, and this kind of brought it back more towards the middle of the scope, so I kind of like that. And I have not cronied it with the extra tube. I don't expect extra FPS out of the airsoft, but cutting it down made it just around 495 FPS average, and it's fine at that. 500 FPS airgun anyway, so I had 520 with my best ammo, I thought. But if you want to hammer out the shroud, cut the barrel, drill a muzzle brake, and just do the accuracy fix and then keep it like that, go for 14, 15 inches. I think 13 inches I robbed myself of maybe 10 FPS. I didn't have to for the accuracy fix. I would say the good balance around 14, 15 inches from the breech to where you want to cut. And then I'll put the shroud back on. If you do put the cap back on, it'll help strip the air and keep your shot straight. It wasn't too bad. It was kind of shooting like that. It was kind of shooting like it was originally. Just want to say, I should have said this first. This air gun isn't bad out of the box. A bit of oiling in the tube and the FPS went way up. Accuracy out of the box was, 1 3/4 inches, but it was steady. It wasn't horrible. It's just, I want more. I want a 1-inch sticker that I can confidently pepper, like I showed you earlier. That I like to tighten it up a little bit and be able to do it without just using my very best pellet every time. Did I miss anything else? I'll crony it again. Like I said, it was at 495. If there's anything interesting there, I'll post a little quick video about the FPS after the mod. She made me sweat. It was hot or rainy. Now it stopped raining, so it's hot again. Sorry for the rambly video. It's just not conducive lately, and I wanted to finish it. That's what matters to me. I'm sorry when my stuff isn't quite entertaining, but what matters to me is making the stuff work, that I have an itch to share it and all that, and then I'm happy. Alright, see you next time.